Hey guys, welcome to Trade by Trade, where I go from semi-truck to day trading. I want to do something a little different in this video. I just want to show my process actually going from the semi-truck to day trading. And right now I'm in the midst of selling my truck. So as you can see behind me, got an empty semi-truck. So yeah, I just want to go through why I'm selling my truck, being an owner-operator, kind of the ups and downs of it as well. Why did I choose day trading? Was it interest? Did I just, see some videos on the internet and get interested? And then stay tuned till the end because I want to go over how much I'm going to sell my semi-truck for, how much I owe on it, just kind of go over the dollar amounts and how much I need to start day trading, how much I'm going to fund my account with, and maybe how much I'm going to keep as a float and just make sure I have enough to, pay the bills and stuff like that. So yeah, let's get into it. All right guys, let's start right here. Let's start at the back and work our way forward. New tires, got 8 of them back here. Cost about $3,200. Not too shabby, right? Now here I got a pump, wet kit. Zoom into that a bit. That's pretty much for being able to haul things like crude oil, base oil or cutter, liquid fertilizer, diesel, that sort of thing. That costs about 12 grand, half in parts, half in labor. That actually paid for itself. That got me a lot of work. But again, kind of a hefty price tag. Here we got one of my 220 gallon fuel tanks. If I run a good day's worth, probably fill up 500 liters of diesel and about $600-700 a day in fuel just to keep her going. So definitely got to keep her going and have good paying loads to make it worth it. Behind these stairs here we got the one box. That's Freightliner's version of the after treatment. I think they're probably about $15,000 to change them. Problem is the filters and all the sensors, they're just so expensive and they can derate you, and essentially you lose power and you're driving 50 on the highway, 60. Everyone's passing you mad. The filters themselves, essentially it's on the back of your exhaust and it makes, instead of big black smoke, it's gets rid of like 99% of the pollutants or something. Very expensive though. The filters were, mine started to go and is about $7,000 to change them out and everything, or is about $5,000-6,000 to get it deleted. So you can probably guess which way I went, and haven't had any issues since. But yeah, again, not cheap. Get to the steer tires. These ones you don't really want to cheap out on. The back ones, I got Chinese tires. You can get them a little cheaper. They work just fine. But your steer tires you don't want to cheap out on. So these ones are about $750 a piece. I just got both, so yeah, it was about $1,500 to get them. So another good price tag. And then we got the engine. Takes about 42 liters of oil, DD16. So when I'm doing an oil change every about 2 to 3 weeks, change the oil filter, 42 liters of 10W30, and another price tag of, maybe $450 to $500 Canadian every 2 to 3 weeks. And that you just have to do, no matter what. All right, so let's go back inside. All right, so you can kind of get the picture of why I'm leaving trucking. It can get quite expensive. And that's just like tip of the iceberg of things that can kind of go wrong that you pay for. Yeah, it's just a ton of money. And what I kind of found from owner operator is that, they, there's a lot of guardrails and ways to slow you down. There's an ELD, which you have to stay compliant on, and you can only drive 70 hours, and you have to do a 24-hour reset or 36-hour reset. Full day off, or you just kind of sit in your truck doing nothing, not getting paid. You do that 2-3 times a month, and I was losing, 2-3 grand just from sitting around doing nothing. You got to worry about dispatchers. Hopefully you're getting the loads, the good loads, and that they're not given to someone else. If you're not moving, you're not making money either, and you're still paying insurance and stuff like that, and plates. You know, when I was doing mine, it was about like 1,500 bucks a month. It could be as low as 600, depends on what you're hauling. But again, no matter what, you're kind of paying that. Truck payments, you know, mine was about $2,600 a month. But if you have a brand new truck, that could be like, you know, closer to five, six, especially if you got a warranty. So you got to pay that no matter what. So there's a lot of pressure and there's a lot of ways to lose money. Parts and labor keep going up. I think shops now here, at least in Canada, or you know, the bigger shops are 195 an hour. Parts have only gone up, and it's not like you're making really more money to counter it either. So there's a lot of ways to not make money, and there's only one way to make money, and you know, you got to hope that nothing goes wrong either, right? So that's kind of my why I'm getting out of it. It's also you're on the road for, you know, 10, 15, 20 days, depending. So it kind of depends on everyone's situation and the truck too, right? The truck can make or break you. Depends if everyone, you know, if you got a bunch of small kids at home or something. Um, but yeah, just for me, it wasn't making a lot of sense. I had a lot of my eggs, you know, you're in the driver's seat, but you're not really in control, I felt like. So, you know, that's kind of the why of I'm leaving being an owner operator and selling my truck ultimately. I just got it cleaned up and car wash and everything, and I just had a CVIP, and my inspection cost 10,800 Canadian. And you know, as I was doing that, I was doing the simulator. I'll post my playlist so you can see my recaps of me being in the simulator. But as I was doing that and kind of getting ground, they kept calling me and kind of adding more money. It was 6,000, and it's 8,000, and then you know it's 10,800, and you're like, again, it's just so easy. You could have a good month and then just be wiped out by parts and labor and um, yeah. So that's pretty much you know the reason why I'm leaving trucking. So yeah, let's go back to my place and I'll show you tell you why I'm going to day trading, and then we'll go over the numbers of how much I'm going to sell this truck for, hopefully, and how much I'm going to use towards day trading and funding my real account. So back at my house, got my trading set up, and I know you're thinking, why would you want to give up your semi truck and that, you know, cozy bed and be working out of home? It's crazy, but you know that's a nice perk, and okay, maybe it is a bit why I'm doing it, but mostly I kind of had a passion for stocks before. I did swing trading before. I never really found my strategy or my niche. Maybe that was it, or how to really, you know, make money off of it, like consistently enough to that you could do it full time. I listened to CNBC on SiriusXM while I was driving, listen to podcasts like Compound and Friends and, you know, different YouTube. So it was something I was always listening to and paying attention to in my free time. So it was a passion of mine. And I was getting kind of sick of trucking, obviously. And then I kind of found momentum day trading. And, you know, if it was a year ago, I'd probably still be trucking and day trading doing it, which probably would be maybe the smarter move, less risk. But, you know, I've gained some ground and some good traction in the simulator. So, you know, hoping to sell the truck and, you know, kind of put it all in for day trading. And I don't know, maybe you're watching this video and you're kind of in a similar situation, maybe not trucking or, but you're just kind of in a job where, you know, you're kind of getting your wits end of it and you want to make that jump to something else, but it's hard. You know, it's a bit risky, right? You're trying something new. It just, you know, kind of feels off, but at least with this one, with the way I was doing it and kind of how it was happening, it felt right actually. You know, as I was getting my truck in for a CVIP, I was doing the simulator and it was gaining traction and doing pretty well. So, you know, I just decided to let go of one and go to the other. And for selling it, just to go into the money of it, I'm trying to sell it for about 45,000 Canadian. I owe about 10,000 on it. So if I can walk away with 35,000 on it, then I'll be pretty happy. And then I'll be able to, you know, put 5,000 Canadian into a trading account, maybe a little bit more because I'll be trading US funds. So Canadian dollar isn't great right now, unfortunately. Um, So our exchange rate isn't doing great. So, maybe 5, 6,000 to do about 4,000 US. I think that'd be a good start, especially with some of the leverage on these brokerages. I think getting, 3, 4, I think Ocean One gives about 6 times leverage, which would be kind of more than enough to at least get the ball rolling and kind of build up and get started. So that is my goal, is to sell this for 45, and at least with the 35K, I'd have enough to kind of pay the bills for a few months as well as I get going. I'll have to make another video when I actually do sell it. I'm working on my brokerage right now. I did add Ocean One. It was kind of annoying funding it because it's based out of the Bahamas. I'm in Canada. So Canada, we have like Webull Canada. We have Trade Zero. I opened a Trade Zero one. It was a little easier. I could just do e-transfers to the account back and forth. Ocean One looks like you do wire transfers, but that takes so long. You could do PayPal with Ocean One. So I still might do that one just because Ocean One has a better trading platform. They use Dash Trade or Trade Zero. I didn't see great recommendations for it. Um, one person on YouTube actually said that it freezes with high volatility, which obviously is terrible for my momentum day strategy. So yeah, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video and you want to continue with me on this journey. I'll definitely make another video when I sell the truck and fund my broker account. But yeah, until then, see you on the next one.